Moji, the acting district director and the whole management of the district that is with us, the hospital board that is with us today, hospital management, abantu bakwaZulu Natal, abasilandela kuma social media platforms wethu, together with everyone who's watching us at home. Members of the media, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and Merry Christmas. I tried to look the part today. I hope we are able to pick that up. Thank you so much for joining us this morning as we officially welcome our Christmas babies into the world. This is indeed a special moment that reminds us that even in challenging times, life continues to gift us with hope. Today we celebrate these beautiful new lives who share a birthday with Jesus Christ himself. They are very blessed. We congratulate the mothers and families of these Christmas babies. We see their birth on such a special day as a powerful symbol of renewal, love, humility, and new beginnings. If 2025 was not a good year for you, the fact that we are having these babies should be able to say to you, life continues and it should give us a sense of new beginnings. Yes, these babies are arriving into families, but they also belong to communities, to our province, and to a country that needs their light, their laughter, and their future contributions. As they grow up, we hope and pray that they will become carriers of kindness, builders of unity, and leaders of a more caring society. We are especially grateful that they are being born on what promises to be a clear day, which is a fitting reflection of the promise they bring. And yes, this is a day that is worthy of names like Ulanga, Ulangelihle, Ulanga Lakhe, Ulanga Letu, Nomuminentle, Umangabe. You've run out of names. We believe we do believe that there is rain in other parts of the province. Okusho ukuthi lapho ke kuzoba khona onomvula nomvula as part of our culture. As we know, in our Zulu culture, we often are named after an incident. The fact that Ngunoma Gugu, kusho ukuthi I was very Gugu ngaleso sikhathi when I was born. So all of us, our names reflect how our families or the families standing at that particular time. We also wish to take this opportunity to sincerely thank all our healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, midwives, paramedics, cleaners, security, and support staff, because as far as we're concerned, everyone who works in a facility or in a health facility is a health worker, and they do the work that needs to be done. These are workers who continue to serve while others rest. Siyabonga kakhulu ngomsebenzi wabo and ngecommitment yabo. Their dedication does not go unnoticed, and today's joy is also thanks to your sacrifices. Just yesterday in Durban, and most of you were there, we unveiled 44 new ambulances that will serve the entire province. Those ambulances will help us reach emergencies faster, save more lives, and strengthen our emergency response system. But we must be very clear that these ambulances must be utilized for what they are meant to be utilized for, and that's for our health workers. But we also want to be firm to community members, to community leaders, to say we all as communities have a responsibility to protect and take care of our health workers, because if we don't do so, our health workers are also human beings. And if they continue to be targeted by communities as it is happening in other areas, then they will be unable to continue with the work that they need to do. Sorry. And so, as we move through this festive season and holiday period, we plead with all South Africans, please do not drink and drive, do not speed, do not overload vehicles, do not turn celebration into tragedy. Excuse me. My throat is telling me that it requires a bit of a breather as well now. Apologies. Every accident steals not only lives, but also futures like those that we are welcoming and celebrating today. These accidents cause an unnecessary strain on our staff, who are already forced to do more with the limited resources that they have. Let us honor these newborns by protecting life, by choosing responsibility, and by caring for one another on our roads, in our homes, and in our communities. Uma sijabula, sijabule kahle, sijabule siyivikele. As I move to the main business of the day, as the province of KwaZulu-Natal, we are pleased to announce that as of 7 a.m. today, we had welcomed a total of 42 Christmas babies from healthcare facilities across the province. This number was made up of 25 girls and 17 boys. However, as at 10 a.m. today, we have received an update and the number has risen to 74, with 39 girls and 35 boys. This number includes 3 boys who were born here at this Ladysmith Hospital where we are today. Siyababongela kakhulu omama abakhona. We are told that there is another mother who is in active labor as we speak, and the number might just go up in the next few minutes. We expect the number of our Christmas babies to grow even further as the day progresses. The province's first Christmas babies were born at Osindisweni Hospital and at Fryhead Hospital respectively. On the stroke of midnight, a boy weighing 2.73 kg was born to a 19-year-old mother, Osindisweni, while Fryhead Hospital welcomed a girl weighing 2.43 kg who was born to a 25-year-old mother. You will notice that we mention the ages of mothers because we have since decided as a department that it is necessary for us to keep track of the ages of the mothers that are giving birth for reasons that we are all aware of, primarily teenage pregnancies that we are faced with in the province. We are reliably told that in some cases, when labor starts just before midnight, our nurses gently encourage the mothers to just hold on just a little bit so that, you know, the babies become Christmas babies. That's on a lighter note, you know, so that at least we have more Christmas babies than expected. Kodwa again, I hope that doesn't give us challenges in the department moving forward. We wish all the mothers nothing but the best as they begin this new journey with their precious bundles of joy. Ladies and gentlemen, while we celebrate our Christmas babies, we must also confront some troubling realities that we've been talking about now for some years. It is highly disturbing that among the mothers giving birth today, we have 3 15-year-olds. 2 of them delivered their babies at Mahatma Gandhi Memorial Hospital, while the third one delivered at Prince Mshieni Memorial Hospital. All 3 are in eThekwini. The fathers of these babies are aged 17, 18, and 19 respectively. Now you would wonder why it is such a hullabaloo for us to say a 15-year-old. It is a problem when a 15-year-old becomes a mother. The truth of the matter is that when a 15-year-old gives birth, it means the 15-year-old fell pregnant at 14. So you must just imagine what that means to the livelihood of that child. We also note with great concern that we had the same number of 15-year-old mothers at this time on Christmas Day last year. It means even as we are engaging on this matter as a province, there is no change that is happening within our society, and that is a serious worry. We also have a 16-year-old mother at G.J. Crooks Hospital or mothers at G.J. Crooks Hospital and at Queen Nandi Regional Hospital, respectively. While the father of the baby at G.J. Crooks is an 18-year-old, it is particularly shocking that the 16-year-old at Queen Nandi was impregnated by a 32-year-old man. A 16-year-old impregnated by a 32-year-old man. We also have an 18-year-old mothers at Victoria Mxenge, St. Mary's, Ichele Juba, Nkonjeni, G.J. Crooks, and Charles Johnson hospitals. I wish to make a call to the parents of these young children to actually take steps towards ensuring that we get justice for these young ladies. Because they are children, you know, they really, really are children. Imagine a 14-year-old that is pregnant. What does it say to you as a parent? But what does it say about us as a society where we allow 14-year-olds to fall pregnant and nothing happens and there are no consequences? I am going to engage with the MEC for Social Development so that we are able to put our heads together and have a discussion on what is it that should be done or can be done to assist these young families. I hope from where we are sitting that the parents and the families of these young women, they themselves are going to take action in this regard, because it is imperative that they protect their children. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the youngest mothers of our Christmas babies. What concerns us once again is that this situation of girls who fall pregnant at a young age is not a phenomenon that is unique to Christmas Day. It is something that happens on a regular basis and reflects a broader societal challenge. We are able to pick it up now because we are only talking about mothers that are giving birth. What we are seeing today reinforces the fact that teenage pregnancy remains a big problem in our society. A problem that compromises and robs young girls of their childhood, often forcing them into adulthood way before they are ready for it. Imagine a 14-year-old being made to be a mother and take responsibility of looking after another child, because a 14-year-old is a child themselves. So already that child has been robbed of their childhood. It also places their lives and those of these babies at risk. Similarly, it settles our boy child with a responsibility that is way beyond them. We therefore call on older men, such as the 32-year-old who impregnated a 16-year-old, to just stop it. But we don't want to stop there. We call on the families and the family of this 16-year-old to go and open a case, because we cannot continue with this situation. We want to say to these old people who are perverts, preying on young girls, ukuthi abahambe bayewonta ngababa. You know, yekani uqinela ingane, go to your age mates and be able to. What do you discuss at 32 years old? What do you discuss with a 16-year-old? Nixoxani. What kind of a conversation happens there? That tells you that this child really, really was preyed on by a predator, because that's what this 32-year-old is. As men, and we want to talk to men, you need to recultivate your conscience and understand the harm that you are causing. But also men need to talk amongst themselves to say, uma ngabe ushela, shela untanga wakho. Because that is at your level, that is the person you will be able to have a conversation that is proper. To all parents, please guide your children. You need to have honest conversations about relationships, family planning, and life choices with your children. We know it's not always easy for a parent to talk to their children about sex, but we have reached a stage as a society where it is necessary for all parents to take these matters into their own hands. Because if we as parents are unable to talk to our children honestly, openly, and in a consistent manner, someone else will talk to our kids for us. And when they do so, they will not be providing the correct information that you and I as parents could have been giving to our kids. So we are saying to parents, please have these conversations with your children. If it is too uncomfortable for you, we have these services in our healthcare facilities, particularly in our clinics. If it's too uncomfortable to talk to your children, your girl child, your boy child about sex, bring them to us. We will have a place, we will have someone who will be relatable to them, who will be able to talk to them in a proper manner. But at least ensure that your child is able to get proper information on sexual activity through someone who is credible. If it's not you, bring them to the health facilities and we'll be able to provide that kind of service as we continue to do so. However, we want to remind our young people and our parents of the importance of the ABC when it comes to teenage pregnancy and the prevention of HIV and AIDS. We say abstain, we say be faithful, and we say condomize. The safest choice is to delay sexual activity, and this is one of the things that we continue to emphasize, especially at a young age. If you choose to be sexually active, then be faithful to one partner and always use protection correctly and consistently. This is how we protect our futures, prevent teenage pregnancies, and stop the spread of HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. So to all parents and communities, let us work together to end the stigma around family planning. Let us demand that let us understand that contraceptives are tools for empowerment, not shame. And we must be able to utilize them in that fashion. Let us all remember that every child deserves to be born into a loving, planned, and supportive environment. To all the parents of our Christmas babies and to parents everywhere, the important journey of caring for your child begins now. From this moment on, your baby relies entirely on you, especially when it comes to their health, safety, and well-being. We urge you to ensure that your child receives all the vaccinations according to the Road to Health chart. We are very much aware that after COVID and after we started vaccinating against COVID, there were those people who started being reluctant to vaccinate their children, and as a result, we saw a drop on children that are being vaccinated according to the Road to Health chart. We are calling on you to ensure that all your children get vaccinated and get all their vaccines as indicated on that particular chart. Vaccination is not a choice, it is a necessity. It saves lives and protects children from serious illnesses such as measles, polio, and tuberculosis. Breastfeeding is another vital way of giving your child the strongest possible start in life. Let's make breastfeeding fashionable. Young mothers in other instances, or some young mothers who find it's not fashionable to breastfeed their children because ibakhiphe styling, yenza ukuthi bangakwazi ukugqoka the way they would like to dress. We want to say to young mothers, breastfeeding is as fashionable as any other item that we buy, we carry, and we utilize in our households, because it prolongs the lives of our child and it gives that child a brighter future. Exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months provides essential nutrition, strengthens immunity, and builds a deep bond between mother and child. It is one of the most natural, effective, and loving investment you can make in your child's future. We also encourage fathers and men in families to recognize the important role that they play in supporting mothers and actively participating in raising their children. I've seen a few young couples that accompany each other when the mother is taking the child to get their vaccination in our clinics. It is a very cute situation. So we want to see more of that. When you are a couple, really be able to support each other. That also allows the father to have a long-standing bond with the child, because then the father gets to understand all the stages that their child has gone through. Siyabacela ke ukuthi babambisane ukuthi uma ngabe umama ka Enzo behambisa ingane eclinic, hayi baphelezele phela, mphelezele uhambe no Enzo, uhambe noma wakhe. Njengoba nanibambane emgwaqweni before uEnzo fike, namanje akube njalo sibambane sihambisa ingane eclinic. Kodwa ke when you see uma sibona ama couples amancane ephelezelana eclinic, kuba kuhle kakhulu ngoba nengane iyabona ukuthi kushuthi iyathandwa kuzo zonke, or from both sides of the family. In conclusion, to all our Christmas Day babies, may your lives be guided by love, joy, and purpose. To the mothers and families, thank you and congratulations once again for bringing new life into the world. You matter, you are valued, and you are not walking this journey alone. Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you very much.
Ho, 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 Merry Christmas. Thank you very much, MEC. We will now allow our colleagues from the media to ask their questions, but I think it was all clear. So you don't have to ask if there's no pressing matter. But we will allow our colleagues, if you can mention your name and the media house where you're coming from and ask your question. You can come. You are noted. Second question. Okay. Good.
From Zoom Africa. MEC, please could I just get a total for the number of teenage birds? I know you mentioned 6 in your speech, but do you have an overall count? Thank you.
We don't have an overall count for now. We will get it for you. Probably by 12 o'clock we would have had it. It might also help though to give you that number at the end of the day, so that we wait for the bigger, the total of our Christmas Day babies, then we can give you. Would that be okay?
It should be suffice. We'll keep on updating. We'll keep on updating until late today.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Nonhlanhla Ndlovu from local radio station called Nqubeko FM. We've got 3 programs that we run each and every Tuesday called Health Issues from 9 to 10. We run the program with Utshalo, slightly with Utshalo District, sometimes with Umapitsa if the problems are way beyond. So we've got that program, I think is about 8 to 9 years now working on it. We've got an hour that we dedicate to government for free, 9 to 10 each and every week. But now, I've heard you talking, MEC, about the rape. As people who stay in a rural area, especially Utsulela districts, we've got problems where the culture oppresses us, where we end up not having a voice. Even we've got the radio, even Goma Airwaves, where we can't sikhulume kweqemali. Ingane izobancane izokhishwa esikoleni izolalwa ubaba wakabani bani and then kuxolelwane kugezelwane ngembuzi kugezelwane ngeenkomo. We are still facing that here, and asekho into ezoyenza izithathwa ingane ngokosiko thizeni izohamba ihambe yogana. Thina kuzothiwa i-rape bese kuthiwa imfundo leyo yenziwe leyo. We still have those challenges. And then other challenges now, it's a matter of HIV and AIDS. When you run our programs, you will see abanye hide and delete them on our social media, where people they respond as, no, HIV and AIDS, I said this because COVID took over. So people abaside regardless of the stigma, as well as the government still needs to work on. Ngoba HIV and AIDS usanalete ukuthi uyiphethe kahle. So that's why it's difficult for others ukuthi baphumele ubala babonake bayeklinik because waziwa njengomuntu oyiphethe kahle.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Goge.
From EMCA, the issue of statutory rape is concerning. What stops the department ukuthi ivula amacala with amaphoyisa kuma-health facilities when these underage teenagers deliver? Because clearly that is the matter that causes the police. I know you will be dealing with social development, but let's call it what it is, the statutory rape. And why is the department not being aggressive in ensuring that those young mothers who give birth, they do open cases?
All right. Let me start with Nonhlanhla. I think you are referring to indaba yokuthwala in the society or in the community as so together.
Which njengamanje bayishugarcoatile bayibeke ukuthi izwakale si-accept because abasamthatha umuntu like dala uphuma esikoleni usuthathe ukwilini uzohlaliswa ethelevoni manje sekuwama-negotiations thizeni like no
No, it's fine. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I think that is a matter that is of serious concern, and as a department on our own, we will not be able to deal with it. But what we do need to do is have a session with the traditional leadership first, and then we meet with councillors so that we agree on an approach moving forward, because we can't continue to have this kind of engagements. And in the past couple of years, I've also been calling on families to stop accepting inhlawulo yokukhulelwa kwengane na 14. Kuhlawulwani lapha ingane ireshiwe. So we do need to have we continue or strengthen our community engagements. I think we'll then have to try and get a meeting with the leadership, local traditional leadership firstly, and then the leadership of the municipality, so that we have programs together. I noticed you are talking about misinformation within the communities on HIV and AIDS. It means then we need to strengthen our messaging again. We had stopped a little bit with our billboards because we thought maybe it had made an impact. And continue with other engagements with communities and young people about HIV as well, so that maybe there shouldn't be a gap where communities start thinking it's no longer an issue HIV, because it continues to be an issue even today. Of course, there are ways of protecting yourself, but there are also ways, we have ARVs that are able to suppress the virus itself to a point where it's undetectable within the system. But if people ignore or don't take the treatment, then we'll not be able to get there. So we will strengthen our programs there as well, because we thought we're making some milestone or headway actually into that space. But if there are gaps, we are definitely going to deal with them. Uspamanda is asking about what stops the department from arresting the underage fathers. It's not our mandate. It is not our mandate as a Department of Health to do so. That is why about 3 or 4 years back, we decided to have a partnership between the social cluster, which included Department of Health, Education, DSD, and we then rope in the security cluster as well, so that once all these clusters are able to work together, then we are able to hand over to the SAPS. And we started when young people would come to our facilities, immediately we would speak to DSD, who would then bring the police on board. And you know what happened? They stopped coming. The young people stopped coming and they started dying on the streets, because they would not want, they started dying because they wanted to protect those that actually impregnated them. So we then had to take a step back and say, let's reassess our strategy. We are still very firm on the fact that statutory rape, as you correctly call it, people who have raped children must be arrested, plain and simple. But as a Department of Health, we now find ourselves in a situation where we needed to take a step back and say, how then do we work with the two stakeholders, which is social development and SAPS, without scaring the young children that we need to come into our facilities. In the past, some time ago, our grandmothers and mothers, to some extent, were able to give birth at home because they used to be traditional midwives or traditional birth attendants. But when these young children stopped coming to our facilities, those traditional birth attendants are not there anymore. Therefore, that's the first part. The traditional birth attendants are not there anymore. But because they are so young, the body is not ready for what it's going through. They are then unable to give birth on their own. So we really needed to take a step back to say, what is more important to us? These young people dying or these old people being arrested? So because of the mandate that we have to protect the life of this young person. That doesn't mean these perpetrators should not be arrested. That is why we say we'll then have a meeting with social development and the SAPS and see what is it that can be done again to be able to address these challenges that we are faced with.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to check with Nati because we had some few who were online. Whether is there anyone who's interested in asking a question?
In effect, they came in and then they also exited.
Okay.
No one is in the teams.
Thank you very much. Anyone who's left out? With that, we will then say ho, 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 and thank you very much, MEC. We'll have a program where we will go in the wards where there are kids there, and then we'll see them, and we will go through. Those who are interested in coming with us, they can come, they are welcome. We'll take you through. MEC?
All right, thank you very much, guys, and thank you for coming.
Absolutely.
Siyabonga.